What's up, guys, and welcome back to Empire Total War. Try and remember what happened last week. Nothing much in Europe, as far as I'm aware. Some things did happen over here, I'm sure. Yeah, I remember what happened. We attempted to take on the Gran Colombians, and we did in fact beat them. We beat them pretty significantly, to the point of which they only have 2 units. Somehow their general managed to survive, and 9 cannons made a swift retreat. We, on the other hand, we did take quite heavy hit. The army is showing itself as being pretty full, but the problem we've got is that a lot of these units are very low in numbers, this is like 5 and 8. Our general's only got 2 bodyguards. So we're going to take ourselves back to Panama just to reinforce, and then hopefully in 3 or 4 turns we'll go back and try and take Bogota again for the umpteenth time. We tried to take it ages ago, and completely failed. And they then declared war on us again a couple of weeks ago. So it's time to go back and repay the favour. So we shall annihilate them, hopefully. I do say that quite a lot, actually. I say we're going to annihilate somebody, and then I ultimately end up getting a peace agreement with them 3 weeks later, because I can't really be bothered with the battle anymore because it's just dragging on. But I think we will properly annihilate them this time. We are still just sitting in Fort Nashwack up here in the sort of northeastern corner of the Americas. So we have ourselves a pretty sizable army up there. It's not the greatest in terms of units. We have a lot of just sort of random line infantry is pretty decent, but Nashwack itself doesn't have the best capabilities when it comes to building units. So we're just having to build up militia, who aren't the best units. So we're going to have to do with that. I do believe we're going to have to go all the way up around here to get to Quebec. I still have no idea how many people are in Quebec. We could get there and it could be completely empty. We could also get there and it would be completely full. I'm expecting the latter, to be quite honest. I didn't expect Canada to have that many men, but it seems like all the men they do have, they're in Montreal or somewhere around Quebec. So yeah, I'm not expecting an easy fight, and given that we lost the army that we sent up this way in a stupid attempt to try and take Montreal a couple of weeks ago, we're pretty weak when it comes to units in that part of the world. So we are building more in Detroit, but again, Detroit not the greatest in terms of what we can actually get. Our army is pretty crap, to be quite honest. So we managed to see off these guys a couple of weeks ago, but we're just sitting there, and I wonder how long it'll be before the Quebecois decide that they're going to come down and try and take us. But yeah, I don't think we would have too much of a challenge if they did decide to come down. And I'm not really sure what to do about all the situation, to be honest. I think we're just going to keep building units as much as we can in this sort of area and see if we can possibly take Quebec or Montreal. If we can take one of them, especially if we can take Quebec, it'll make a big dent in their ability. But that's yet to be seen. But yeah, I'm not really sure there's much else to do, to be honest. Apart from the Americas, we may have a look at trying to take this back again. We did take this and then lost it to the rebels. So we may have a look at trying to take that back. We don't have any money currently because it's the end of the turn, so we'll have to end turn. But I think once we have money, we might try and build up some units either in Morocco or Tripoli. I'm guessing Morocco probably, because it has the better capabilities. It has a very strong ability to build units. We can build 5 at a time. So yeah, I think probably there. It just means we have to go 3 turns, I think, to Algeria. Tunisia as well is a bit of a distance, but I think if we can take that, then that just kind of deals with that whole area, and we're pretty sorted, I'd imagine. As for the rest of the world, this is still a complete and utter catastrophe going on over here. No idea when this is going to kick off, but I have a strong suspicion that eventually it will. But Austria don't really seem to be all that bothered about anything at the moment. They're just kind of sitting there doing absolutely nothing. As for India, again, I think I'm just going to leave it. I think we were going to try and build up some units inside India. I think that's still the plan, but at the moment I'm not 100% on spending loads of money in India to build up units, which may or may not be required in the short term. So, yeah, I think we've got enough at the moment. I think we'll just kind of leave it. If we have any money left over, then we will spend it there. But I think for the time being, we'll focus pretty much entirely on America. We are still building a fleet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've got ourselves a load of ships. I noticed that actually. I can get rid of that ship and build that one there. So, yeah, we'll in 3 turns have an even more massive navy, and then we can take that somewhere. No idea where, but we can take it somewhere and annoy folk. But as we only have 15 coins in our bank, we may as well end turn. Right. Sweden, again with your absolutely atrocious attempt to try and get yourself some technologies. Like, that is just... It's never an acceptable trade. Never an acceptable trade. It's like, oh, we'll give you 1 technology for 3. Alright, you're back. Okonostata. Anyway, murder him. Good stuff. We did lose about as many as they lost. We only have 48 men remaining, so yeah, they can clear off. Right, we'll move our army from here a bit closer to Panama. It just takes so long. All these trees, just chop them down for goodness sake. Yeah, so another turn, and then we can get to Panama and start. Actually, are we in? We're inside our own territory, which means we can replenish. Good, right. Replenishment underway. Are we recruiting? We are recruiting in Panama. So I think maybe 2 turns. I think 2 turns we should be good enough to start heading back. As for up here, I might send somebody on a bit of a recce just to go and have a little investigation over that direction, see what's going on. We'll just pillage their villages on the way. But just have a look at Quebec. I just kind of want to see what's going on over there, just to know how many men there are actually positioned there, because depending on how many men are there, that's going to significantly change our plans. So if there's nobody there, then I might just go for it immediately. If the place is full, then I'm probably going to have to like build up maybe a second army here just to make sure. But yeah, I think what I might do is, given we've got money, is just buy units. As many units as we possibly can. Literal copious amounts of units. Just to be safe of these bloody Austrians that have decided that they're going to kind of linger around in our territories, because although they haven't done anything yet, I have a feeling that they're going to try something at some stage, and I don't really want them to try something at some stage. So, well, I don't really mind if they try something at some stage, I just want to be prepared for that something at some stage. Do we really need 3 generals? Probably not, but, you know. Does this place have a general? Yes, right. Well, you can stay there. You can stay there for now. Right, what we were going to do is we're going to build up men in Morocco, so we might as well do that. Just build up as many random units as we possibly can. They look quite interesting. We'll get some of them. And some drummers. Do we have any drummers? No, good. Right, we have some drummers on the way. I really don't know what to do. We're building ships. We're making men as fast as we possibly can. We'll just we'll just spend some money over here then. Actually, is there anywhere in here that can be spending money building men? Are you building men? No, right, okay, we'll build some more men here as well. Are we building in Nashwack? Recruit! We are, but we'll just stick somebody else on there as well. Right, okay. With the remaining 4 grand, we'll spend recruiting some more people over here, I think. Here or here? This place is definitely better because you can... 7 units at a time you can generate here. 7! So we'll utilize that to its fullest capabilities. Some Serbians. Do love some Serbians these days. Absolute balls of steel. Right. We still have some money left. Right, you know what? Intern again. We'll just keep our money in the bank just in case. Right, okay, well, you didn't intern, did you? Possibly? Good. And again, Sweden with their ridiculous offer of 1 technology for 3. So we shall offer you... They only have 1 technology, that is why. But if you only have 1 technology to offer, why are you requesting 3? Like, you know, if you were to give us Power Loom in turn for, like, Fire in Advance or something, I might be all for that. But to just be like, oh, we only have 1 technology, so we'll just offer you 1 technology, but we're still going to ask for 3, is a bit of a joke. Right, just give us that technology. Threaten you. Right, fine. As I said last week, I'm actually quite, like, alright with the Swedish still being around. He's back again. He's back again. And he's dead again. He's somehow managed to gain like 100, well, maybe not 100, but he's managed to gain like 70 people since the last turn somehow. But he's left with even less than he had last time, so, he's dead. Dead. Deed. Gone. And now the southern Italian rebels have turned up. Emanuele Testore. Hopefully dead. Possibly dead. Good. Right. We lost more men than they did, but apparently it was a win. I'll take that. I'll take that. He's clearing off. Away you go. Right. How are we looking in terms... Oh, there. Oh. Rebels? Panamanian rebels. I know it doesn't say Panamanian, but Panamanian sounds better. Right. So we're still replenishing. We have men still being generated inside Panama. Are they actually rebels to us, or are they rebels to Bogota? They're called Panama rebels, so you'd imagine they're rebels to us, but why are they standing in this territory if they're rebels to us? Like, if they're Panama rebels? No, 100% on that one. Hopefully there are rebels here, which would would suggest that Gran Colombia are in a pretty bad position in terms of public order. So I'm hoping they're enemies of them. We are at war with them, but then again we're at war with every rebel army, so I don't know whether they'll attack us. I'm not sure if they're allowed to attack us inside our, like, if they can go outside of their area. Anyway, I have no idea. We'll find out at some stage, surely. And over here, we shall just continue wandering. Just pillage the log village, and we shall head up this direction. Right, so they have almost a full, well, they do have a full army sitting inside this port. We'll just keep going, and they have a full-sized army sitting there, and a half-sized army sitting here. Okay, interesting, good to know. We would have to do this pretty swiftly. I think if we can get rid of this army quickly, like if we can somehow drag them into a battle somewhere. I don't know if are the United States at war with Quebec. They are allied with Quebec. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Can we get an alliance with you? Can't be an ally because we're at war with one of theirs. Interesting. Okay. So basically, we're going to try and deal with this army first. If we can get rid of them quickly, we stand a chance. But it depends how much damage this army does to our army. So if we attack them and lose half of our men, then I don't think we stand any chance of taking Quebec. If we can beat them significantly, then I think we still stand a chance of taking Quebec. What I will do, though, I think, is just keep building more units for the time being. I think if we can possibly generate another half an army, that might be enough to see us through. If we can use our half-sized army, or like both of them, to attack these guys, and then merge our two armies together to make another full-sized army, then we could possibly take on Quebec. I think that's probably the better option. I've learnt my lesson from the last time and going gung-ho straight into attacking them and failing spectacularly. So we shall take our time this time and make sure when we do attack them, we have a good, solid chance of winning. Right, we have almost a full army. So what we'll do is we'll recruit some more men, I think just get some cheap militia, to maintain public order once we leave, and we shall take all of them. Actually, we shall also recruit ourselves a general. And we shall leave them, take him. Right, so we're leaving 2 units behind, and everybody else is coming with us, including our drummers, so we stand basically like no chance of losing this battle. And we shall attack Algeria. So public order here will be pretty average, I'd imagine. It's not too bad. It will go down, probably, because there's only 2 units in there. But we are recruiting some more men to fill the gap. So we'll take this army. We'll take Algeria. Depending on how many men we lose taking Algeria, we'll then take Tunisia. We might have to wait around and replenish a little bit before doing that. But I think if we can take them out, quickly. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter if we take them out quickly. They haven't done anything. They've just, as soon as we took this previous, and then we were in such a rush to get across here and take out take Tripoli because we wanted to get rid of the Barbary states. So we basically went place to place really quickly, taking them out. And in the meantime, the rebels turned up and took them back. So although we did have them, we lost them. So we're going to try and take them back. We have so much money, but I have no idea what to do with it. Generate ridiculous amounts of cannons and men and different things just because we can. And we'll generate more down here as well, so that we could possibly look at taking on France. And actually, if we can do like a 2-pronged attack, take a load of men from Paris and a load of men from Rome, we could, I think, successfully beat the French. But we will have to take a load of men, because they have a load of men. So the best way of taking on a load of men is to match them up with a second load of men. How many? We've got 3,000 coins still, so we'll just keep making even more. Why have we got so many bloody rakes? Right, okay, we'll start sending them out. Depending on how many men are in each of these places, it could change our tactics somewhat. I kind of want to go down and see what's going on in Mysore as well. So we'll just send our men around, have a wee look around, see what's going on. So, right, Panamanian army, well, army in Panama, is now fully replenished. So we shall start heading back this way. We're going to have to take out these twats on the way. So we'll hopefully murder them. Again, we lose loads. We literally lose 600 men. And they're still around. So we're going to head back into Panama again so that we can start replenishing the men that we've lost again. And then we can hopefully look at taking on this army again. But bloody rebels, you literally have no idea what to expect with them. Sometimes you just absolutely annihilate them. Other times they are, like, for some reason, total god characters and they just do not die. Have we finished building our fleet? We have. We have finished building our fleet. It's time to merge. Right, we shall send these guys around to here. And we have another fleet down here, which I think we actually meant to replenish. So, well, they're not too bad. We shall also send them up to merge. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, well, you can clear off. Don't need you. We shall take all the big bastards and put them all in one big massive fleet. Right, I think that's as much as we can have in one fleet. I don't know why it limits you to having only half an army, really. Well, half a navy. Like, you can only have that many ships. But anyway, I think we actually have another ship over here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Right, send them round. And I do now believe we shall take, what one was it? Where was that crap ship I saw? Is it this one? No. Ah, the sloop. We'll send him across. And we'll stick them over in there. And the sloop can go and join the crap fleet over here. And we now have our master fleet. With its 2 admirals, because, you know, what's better than 1 admiral? 2, of course. So we shall somehow utilise these guys. We have a French army fleet down here, but we're not really at war with France, so it's kind of pointless to take them on right now. Right. we'll utilise them by parking them inside Waterford. So if anybody decides, we'll park them just outside Waterford. If anyone decides that they're going to try and go to war with us and blockade all of our trade, they're not going to get in. Not with this. Confronting them. No chance. Absolutely no chance. So, that's what we're going to do roughly. After spending all that time building a massive fleet, we're just going to put it somewhere and do nothing with it. But the rest of the world now knows that we have an absolutely ginormous fleet. Don't know what that word was, just kind of came out of my mouth. Just casually sitting around outside Waterford, so they're never going to beat them. And we take ourselves Algeria. So, I don't think we lost a couple of hundred men there, I think. Not too big a loss. We shall repair that. And I think we'll just take the time to replenish the army as well. And then we shall look at taking Tunisia in a turn or so's time once the army is replenished. And we feel that we are capable of leaving this place without another rebellion just kicking off immediately. Which usually is the case. We should probably fix Italy. Half of it's on fire. I think a lot of this stuff's been on fire for absolutely ages. I've just never actually bothered getting around to fix any of it. It seems as we have a ton of money and nothing to spend it on really. I'll just spend it all on fixing up southern Italy. I think end turn? Possibly end turn? Yeah, let's end turn. Again. This could be quite useful having military access with the United States. I'm not sure what to give them a technology though. Give you those two technologies. I kind of want Grand Battery. I have no idea what it does, but I kind of want it. So if we could possibly come to an agreement on that. Seems positive. The game's taken its time. We've got it. So, we now have military access with the United States. We also have Grand Battery, whatever it does. Which means that when it comes to attacking Quebec, there may be the possibility that we can actually cut a big section of the distance out if we go through the northern United States. Because that's half the battle, is we've got to go up a big massive like peninsula effectively to actually go around a mountain range so that we can attack Quebec. I think if we can cut our way through the United States, we could possibly cut out a whole turn in terms of time it takes to actually get across to Quebec. So that could be quite useful for us. Could be very useful for us. But yeah, I think oh great, we've now got rebels inside Algeria as well, so we're going to have to wait on them attacking us. It's just one thing after another. Why have we got no money? Why have we got no money? What's going on here? Trade? Trade is perfectly acceptable. I'm guessing we've got, yeah. We've got far too much army, that's the biggest problem. Oh, brilliant. So we've been building loads of men, but the problem we've now faced is that our men are costing us so much money we can't afford it. Well, we can't, just. So we might have to go and just sort of wage a couple of battles just to, like, get rid of some of our men. The biggest problem we've got, actually, is we've got a lot of men positioned in places just to keep public order in check, because southern Italy and Spain as well, like basically everywhere, public order's not that great. Like especially with the lower class, like the upper class don't seem to be that bothered. We are taxing them so much. We've got them at full tax, and yet they still are like, yeah, that's fine with us. And the lower class are just absolutely raging, despite the fact that we're not really doing much in the way of taxing them at all. I might kick somebody out of my cabinet. I have no idea how useful it is to kick somebody out of your cabinet, but I think like when it comes to this like clamour for reform stuff, I think if you like change stuff around, it actually improves your like your government popularity, and it actually increases your public order as well. So I think we might just kick some men out of our government. Right, so we shall Archibald Kennard booted. Right, I think he definitely looks like a more positive person to have in our cabinet. He does absolutely nothing. literally nothing. So we shall kick him out. He does nothing either. So we'll kick him out and all. You had the job for a day. We'll kick him out. They don't seem to do anything. Right. Finlay Bristed, right? Hopefully you do a better job than any of these guys as the Treasury. Right, you actually do something. Wonderful. So we've got ourselves a bonus, 1% bonus on global tax income, 2% bonus in the growth in trade route income, and a 2% per turn to town wealth in the home I have no idea what that means. But anyway, I think it's all positive. So, it has done absolutely nothing for our government popularity, but we do now make more prestige and more money effectively from having these two people in our cabinet. So yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good positive thing to have. We'll find out at some stage whether our money, oh god, we now make less money. How's that happened? Okay, right, well, that's something we're going to have to deal with, and I think we'll deal with it next week. So, yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I just want to see what's going on over here. Just bring these guys back into here. We can't even replenish them that much because we have no money. We have 1 coin left. Wonderful. So, anyway, as I was saying, if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you're new around here. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. So until then, cheerio.